A surprising news just appeared to the public this week. The Japanese government wants to export its destroyer to Indonesia. No further information about the plan is available at the moment. How is the negotiation process? When will the deal be signed? And so on. So, before it all comes clear, let's investigate based on what is currently available and what the future will be for Indonesia and for the regional situation. Coming up. Hi everyone, welcome back to Pacific Front channel, a YouTube channel where I talk about military topics and equipment, especially for Indonesian Armed Force. New video is out every week, so if you like military topics just like this one, consider subscribing. According to Japanese media Japan Times, the Japanese government is considering exporting its destroyer to Indonesia. The source said that the negotiation is underway with the Indonesian government. If the deal struck, it will provide a momentum for Japan's export of defense equipment and help realize the country's initiative to make the Indo-Pacific region free and open, the source said. As we all know, last month, Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga agreed with our President Joko Widodo to accelerate bilateral talks on defense equipment export and technology transfers. And defense ministers of both countries also held a teleconference. It is believed that concrete ideas have been proposed at those meetings. This news actually surprised me, because the Ivar Hiltfeldt frigate contract had just been signed last April and probably hasn't been built yet. And now this, and it's Japan we are talking about, a country that has a strict arms sale policy. Of course we all know what this plan is meant, and from what I see, it will benefit both parties. Indonesia needs a bigger combatant ships and a lot of them to balance the power in the South China Sea and deter China aggression. And the Japan arms sale is a sign of warning to China that Japan will not just sit down and do nothing. If this plan goes on, and I want to believe it becomes reality, this will be the biggest foreign arms sale deal for Japan, but not the first. According to a senior Japanese Defense Ministry official, exporting a destroyer will not be an easy decision for Japan, because Japan's three principles on defense equipment transfers, adopted by the cabinet in 2014, only allows export of equipment that will be used for life-saving, transportation, vigilance and surveillance activities, or minesweeping. But it is possible if it is made for the purpose of joint ship development with a foreign country. You see there? Everything has a loophole. That's where the transfer of technology part comes to play. Still, according to the same Japanese media, Indonesia wants to import 4 ships and construct 4 more in Indonesia through transfer of technology. The project is expected to be worth about 300 billion yen or around 2.9 billion US dollar. It's very cheap though for a destroyer. Remember when I talked about Ivar Hiltfeldt? The contract is worth 720 million US dollar for 2 ships. The price tag for both projects is almost the same. Since the Japanese Navy or GMSDF has several types of destroyer, so what type will it be? Could it be Kongo class, Atago class, Maya class, or Hyuga or Izumo class? Since they classify them as a destroyer and not a helicopter carrier, even though it is a helicopter carrier. Possibly none of the above. It might be the new type of destroyer with a displacement of around 10,000 tons based on the 30 FFM frigate family, which Japan is planning to put into commission in 2022. The destroyer can perform various functions such as mine removal using unmanned aircraft. It also has an advanced 360-degree Integrated Combat Information Center or CIC. This ship design is the first major combatant ship that Japan is actively promoting for export. And last September, a senior official of the GMSDF visited Indonesia with officials from Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Ltd, the main contractor of this program. So this might be it. In my video about Ivar Hiltfeldt, I said at the end that Indonesian Navy must have at least 9 ships of this frigate. But this week we learned that 8 new destroyers, finger crossed, will reinforce Indonesian Navy fleet in the future. That's way better than what I expected and hoped for. Will it be enough to protect Indonesian water and, more importantly, the South China Sea? Not quite yet though. We learned in my last video that the Chinese Navy has 27 Type 52D destroyers while also building a fleet of the latest and bigger Type 55 destroyer. Surely, 8 ships will not be enough, but it is enough to stand up against China and send a "don't tread on me" message to them. We will see in the future how it will play out. What is your first reaction hearing about this news? Do you think the Japanese destroyer is the best choice for Indonesian Navy? Or maybe you have another choice? Let me know in the comment section below. And congratulations! You made it until the end of the video. So don't forget to like this video, share it to your friends and family, hit that subscribe button, this is so important, and I'll see you in the next one.